18D for the second quatrain. EF for the third quatrain. And the last part of a sonnet is a couplet. Shakespearean sonnets, at least, is a couplet. So it would be GG, and it does not at all match the rhythm or the rhyme scheme of the first part of the poem. It's kind of separate. Now this couplet reframes the issue or topic that is detailed in the beginning and throughout the entire poem. Now, just a little tidbit of extra information. In terms of characters in sonnets, this is how Shakespeare would set them up. You would either see a poet or speaker, a young man, which was addressed by the poet, a rival poet, or the dark lady figure, and hopefully we'll be able to get into that later. Sonnet 18, we're going to look at one. Now, this is one of his most famous sonnets. I personally love it. I don't know that it's my absolute favorite. Actually, it's just not. But I do think it is a great one, and it's obviously worth sharing and learning and understanding. All of them are. So it says, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometimes decline, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. By thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest. Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as men can live or bride can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee." Total number of sonnets Shakespeare wrote was 154, and if you're wondering why I just read a sonnet and we didn't talk about it, we're going to talk about it when I get back. But at least you have one to look at as an example of a sonnet, an example of what a quatrain looks like, as well as an ABAB rhyme scheme that is there for you. But he wrote 154 sonnets. Kind of amazing. Apparently I jumped ahead. Okay, Sonnet 18 deconstructed. "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" Which rhymes with the third line, May. "Thou art most lovely and more temperate," which rhymes with date. We'll probably pronounce it differently. This was Old English. "Shines, declines, dimmed, untrimmed." So we've got A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. And then E is fade and shade. F is owest and growest. And like I said, G is separate on its own to reiterate the purpose of the poem. So I want you to take a second on a separate sheet of paper, reread this sonnet yourself, maybe read it out loud, softly, and then read it again silently. I want you to see if you can decide what it is he's talking about. And remember, it might be helpful, the couplet, the last two lines at the end, typically refrain the issue or topic he's talking about. Moving on. It is famous, it is fun, and if you read it aloud, if you read it, oh my, this is the flu talking. If you read it out loud yourself, you can almost get the meaning from it yourself. Sonnet 130. This one here is in my top 5 favorite Shakespeare sonnets. It says, whoop, nope, I need to go back. It says, my mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are done. If hairs be wires, black wires grow from her head. I've seen roses damasked, red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. In some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet will I know the music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go, my mistress, when she treads, on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love is rare, as any she belied with false compare. What cracks me up about this is he goes on to explain how she is so far from extraordinary. In fact, she is so basic. But in the end, he says, and yet by heaven, I think my love as rare as any belied she was false compare. So he still has a great, deep love for this woman, but he does admit there's nothing special about her. So her eyes aren't like the sun. They don't have a beautiful sparkle. They're probably like a dull color, maybe brown. They don't have a nice glossy gleam to them. Coral's more red than her lips, so she doesn't have the nice, tinted lip color going on. They're probably rather pale and small in comparison. If snow's white, then her breasts are done, so there's no blush to her breasts. If you think at this time women were wearing corsets, which added a little rosy redness to their chests. Not this one. Not his lady. No. Please excuse me. If hair be wires, black wires grow in her head, meaning her hair wasn't necessarily silky and fine. It definitely wasn't pretty blonde. It's just wiry blackness coming out her head. He goes on to say, I have seen roses damask red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. So she doesn't have those sweet rosy cheeks. They're probably just kind of, the same pale as the rest of her body. And in some perfumes, there more delight than in the breath that my mistress reeks. She doesn't smell awesome either, guys. She didn't look awesome. She didn't smell awesome. Moving on. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know the music hath a far more pleasing sound. Yeah, she doesn't have a sweet sing-songy voice. She probably sounded a bit like I do right now. Raspy, croaky. Bleh. I grant I never saw a goddess go. If you think of a goddess, you think of beautiful, light-footed, just very pleasing to the eye. My mistress, when she walks, she treads on the ground, meaning she probably stomps. She's not very graceful. Yeah, he's just going on to explain how she's not that remarkable. However, their love is so unique. And yet, by heaven, I think my love is rare. So, she doesn't look like most women of her time, but my goodness, is their love the most unique love there is. I just love that poem. It's got a little humor in it. Alright, so that's all I have for this, but that's not the end. You're going to write your own sonnet. Don't freak out, it's not that bad. You'll be okay. Promise. Alright, so for your sonnet, this is the sheet you will use. Obviously, I don't have copies, so you might want to write down the directions as well as write down the structure of this worksheet. I do want you to have one at the front of the line. At the end of the line, write a big A. You can write your sentence in between those two. So on and so forth for the rest. I want your poem to look like this page right here. Look at my mouse. This is what I want on your paper. The lines are already given. You just need to write a 1 and an A. Write it like William. I'm really going to write a letter to whoever made this. Master the Shakespearean sonnet. Here are your directions. Using the topic you were just assigned, which I've not done yet. Create your own 14-line sonnet. Each line needs to be exactly 10 syllables. Don't worry about the iambic part of the iambic pentameter. The 10 syllables will be enough of a challenge, trust me. If you don't remember how to count your syllables, say the words out loud and see how many times when you put your hand under your chin hits your hand. And the poem needs to follow the rhyme scheme A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G, which is what we discussed in class today. Use a pencil because you're going to do a lot of erasing, guys. Trust me. I've had to do this myself. You do need a title for your poem. Where it says title of your poem right here on this bad boy, yeah, you need your own. You got to have a title. I'm going to give you a second to write that down. All right. Now, as far as the topic you're going to be assigned, getting there. Now, you were all assigned a number. So number 1, if you don't remember, your number is the seat you've been assigned as well as the cell phone pocket you've been assigned. Number 1, you're writing about sea creatures. Student number 2, you're writing about feet. God love you, I have a fear of feet, so blow me away. Make it as less painful as possible. Number 3, you have the great honor of writing about ice cream, my favorite thing in all the world. Number 4, money. There's a lot to talk about there. Student number 5, life after high school. Ooh. Student number 6, getting a driver's license. Student number 7, you're writing about brothers and or sisters. Use your own personal background for that. It'll be helpful. Student number 7, you're writing about summer vacation. Student number 8, if you're a Disney fan, I'm dizzy. If you're a Disney fan, good luck. You can use any film you want. That sounds so exciting. You've got Disney films. Student number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Student number 10. If I miscounted somewhere, I'm sorry, but you've got it in front of you. You can recount. Student number 10, you've got Mexican food. Yum. Student number 11, ooh, social media, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Keep it appropriate. A great topic for that would be cyberbullying and how we can stop it. Student number 11, you've been given YouTube, which is what you're watching my video on. Student number 12, you are using zoo animals.
I didn't mean to send it.
Student number 13, you're writing about learning to ride a bike. Student number 14, you're writing about your favorite TV show or video game. 15, The Hunger Games. 16, hoodie sweatshirts. Yay, fall. 16, I might have said 16 twice, I don't even know at this point. Working out. 17, school lunches. Be kind. 18, birthday parties. 19, puppies and kittens. Aww. 19, iPods and iPads. 20, homework. Dun, dun, dun. This is homework, by the way. Let me just put that out there. 20, your hands or your feet. I don't like feet. Make it good. Oh, is it all I have? Hold on. Here we go. Moving on. 21. Oh, no, I'm out of ideas. Did it combine them onto one? 21, we're starting back at the beginning. Sea creatures. 22, feet. I don't know how I feel. 23, yay, ice cream. 24, brothers and sisters. 25, summer vacation. 26, Disney films. 27, zoo animals. 28, learning to ride a bike. 29, your favorite TV show or video game. Excuse me. What did I say? 30, school lunches. Birthday parties. Goes to 31. 32, puppies and or kittens. 33, money. 34, life after high school. All right, that's everybody, all 34 of you. Do not try and trade with a partner. You have a number, I have your number, and I know what I've assigned you, so I expect you to write on that topic. You are not going to be that slick. All right, so that is what you're working on for the rest of the class period. That is also your homework. Good luck. If you have questions, email them to me. I can't promise I'll respond right away because I've only been awake long enough to make these videos today. Good luck. Can't wait to read them. Have a great day, guys.